So hello and welcome to this evening's edition of Unleash Hour with me, Samuel Mwinamu Asena. I will put on my video just briefly to help you know that I'm experiencing a bit of a problem with my lighting because of the electricity. So for today, I'm going to be doing these via audio. So kindly bear with me, but let's follow the discussion. Yeah, so to start us off, allow me to make a prayer. Everlasting Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you and we bless your great name for this evening and yet another opportunity that you have given us to be here, Lord, to share with one another wisdom and understanding. I pray, Father, for everyone who will be joining us and everyone who will even listen to this later, that whatever I share here today will be helpful and beneficial to them and bring glory, worship, and honor to your name. We thank you and we bless you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Yeah, so like I had promised earlier on, today's discussion is going to be about the Entrepreneurs Edition. So we are going to be talking about building great products. Building great products. Yeah, and I must say that as an entrepreneur, one of the most basic things that you need to do is you need to have a product, because you cannot call yourself an entrepreneur if there's nothing you're selling, if there's nothing you are offering the people. And so I want to begin with a quote from Pete Seeger. Pete Seeger is the product director for DocuSign, and this is what he has to say on today's topic. Any damn fool can make something complex. It takes a genius to make something simple. Any damn fool can make something complex. It takes a genius to make something simple. When you think about these and you relate it to building products, you get to realize that some of the products that people enjoy using very much, some of the products that people consider great are very simple, simple to use, simple to operate, simple to understand, just capable of meeting the need without adding too much complexity that amounts to nothing. And therefore, in talking about building great products today, I want you to understand that one of the things that is very critical for you as an entrepreneur is your ability to simplify your product as much as possible in such a way that it meets the core needs or the core need or the core needs without adding too much fluff and too many features that really don't add much to the overall experience of the end user, whoever that end user is. So any damn fool can make something complex. It takes a genius to make something simple. So what is a product? A product is an article or a substance that is manufactured or refined for sale. These two first definitions that I have here are very simple and straightforward. An article or substance that is manufactured or refined for sale. You take crude oil, for example, you refine it and you sell it as a finished product. You take raw honey, on the combs. You come and you process it and you sell it as a finished product, which somebody can make use of, the end user can actually make use of. So any item or service you sell to meet a customer's needs or a customer's wants also qualifies to be a product. So it could be a tangible product or an intangible thing like a service. For as long as it meets a customer's needs, for as long as it meets a customer's wants, it is a product. I love this particular definition by AHA Labs. And it says that a product is the summation of all touch points that form the relationship between your company and the customer. The summation of all touch points that form the relationship between your company and the customer. What I would like to pick from this particular definition is the fact that a product is not just that simple implement, for example, that you hold in your hands, but the whole experience that goes into delivering that product forms a part and parcel of what it is as a product. So the customer experience, how they get to know about the product, how they interact with the product prior to purchase, the whole summation of that is what defines a product. They call it the complete product experience. Complete product experience. That is when you're thinking about your product, when you're thinking about building a product, you have to think about it from a holistic perspective, where you're thinking about all the touch points that your customer or your prospective customer is going to interact with before they finally get to use the product, and even after they have started using the product. The whole of that experience defines what your product is. And it's very important for you to have a clear understanding of that. Before we delve deep into today's discussion, I want to look a bit at a few product categories. So there are two broad categories of products that we are going to look at in this particular case. One, we have consumer products, which are considered business to customer, B2C. B2C products are products which are made with the end user in mind, who's the customer. So they are consumer products. And among the consumer products that we have those that are known as convenience products. These are things that are bought frequently, and it takes little effort to actually purchase. Think about toiletries, think about food, think about the things you just walk into a store and walk out with without even having to do so much thinking. Those are convenience products. Then there are products under the category of shopping products. These are products which need considerable time and effort for you to purchase. You actually set aside time so that you have time to look at several options before you decide what will work well for you, and you choose to buy it. Think about buying something like life insurance. Life insurance is something that many people will want to think through, compare products from several companies before they choose to buy one that resonates with their needs, so to speak. Then we have under the same category, specialty products. These are products that take a lot of effort to buy. They are priced highly, but they have limited demand. You're thinking about collectibles, things like rare paintings, rare works of art, rare vehicles, things that are not locally available or readily available for the mass market. That is what makes up specialty products. So there are those three categories of products, subcategories of products under the category of consumer products. Then we have what we call industrial products or business to business type of products. So these are products that are used as inputs for manufacturing other products. They are used as inputs mostly for manufacturing other products, and they include raw materials. For example, one company will buy cotton so that they have what they need to make the final product, which is maybe a piece of cloth, which will then be taken through the process until it becomes something that the final user can actually use. So raw materials make industrial products. Then there are capital items. These are the machines and other implements that you need in place. So installations and equipment that are required in order for a business to run. So for example, we are looking at a company building a plant to enable maybe processing of milk. So whatever is bought in order to put together that plant is under what you would consider capital items. Then thirdly, we have business services and supplies. So think about an internet service provider who is providing internet for this particular business in order for it to function effectively. Think about things like stationery that are needed in order to ensure that they are supporting the business activities of whatever business it is that is being supplied. So two broad categories: consumer products or business to customer products. Then we have industrial products, which are business to business. So when you are building your product, you have to think and you have to be clear. What I am building, is it business to customer or business to business? Because the considerations will be slightly different in each case. There are some products that are actually built and they serve both businesses and also the end user. Therefore, you need to know whatever product I'm building, is it purely B2B? Is it purely B2C? Or is it a mix of the two? Very important for you to note. This is an important thing for you to take note of as we get started. If you fail to grasp anything else that we share here today, then it would be important for you to grasp this, to get to understand that whatever product you're building, it's not about you. You do not build a product simply to serve your own needs, except that that is what you want to do and you're building something that is one-off. Do not build a product that is about you, a product that is only focused on meeting your goal or your dreams or your fantasies or whatever it is, you know, you're holding dear. You cannot afford to be a person who thinks about me, myself, and I when you are building a product for the market. Very important for you to note that. You do not build products for yourself. You build products for the benefit of the market. Well, you do not have to lose your identity in the process of meeting the needs of the market. But by and large, you want to listen to what the market is saying, and you want to tailor a product that captures both the need for you to remain true to who you are, while you also serve the needs of your clients or the needs of your prospective customers. So quickly, I'm going to go through the process of building a great product. So one of the things that you realize when we start talking about building products is there's significance in looking back to what has been before. The truth of the matter is that whatever product you want to build, somebody has tried to build something similar in the past, or there is something already in the market that meets the particular need that you're trying to meet, or the particular challenge you're trying to address. It could have its own shortcomings, it could have its own issues, but you have to acknowledge that there's something out there that has already been happening in this particular area that you want to venture into. So looking back is important because it opens your eyes to what worked well, probably for this other product, and what did not pan out so well as well, so that you know how to avoid it, so that you know that there is need for you to play a different kind of game if you're going to win. So looking back gives you a picture of what has worked in the past, gives you a picture of what has not worked, and gives you a pretty clear idea about what you're supposed to put into the kind of product that you want to build. So one major thing that is critical when it comes to building great products is also the idea of research. And looking back is part of that aspect of research. But I want to also talk about research just as a point on its own. Because remember, I have said that whatever you're building is not for yourself. You're building a product to serve a particular market. So it's always important for you to understand what the market needs, what the market is looking for. Marketers say you have to know what miracles your prospective clients are looking for. You have to know what misery they are looking to get out of, so that you be the person that will build a product that will address their miracles and deal with their misery in a manner that makes their life better. You succeed at doing that, and you will have done yourself well in as far as building a great product is concerned. This is where we look at demographics, you know, who are these people, what ages are they, where do they live, what are their occupations, what goes into, you know, their income and all that. You want to understand that. Then you also want to look at psychographics. You get to understand what's going on in their minds. What's the decision-making process for them? You know, what does it look like? So that you're building a product that will respond, and even the way that you package that product will be in a manner that responds to those needs, a manner that responds to those different expectations that your clients come with. So research is very critical towards making sure that you are building something that people are looking for. You are building something that will make sense and resonate with people. It's a big mistake to build a great product that no one is looking to use or no one has need of. So instead of spending so much money to build a product that no one will use, it would be great to spend some good amount of time and money on researching, so that you're making moves that are a reflection of the needs of your people. So ask questions of your prospective clients, ask questions of the clients that are using other products from other people. Get to understand, ask questions about your competitors or your potential competitors and what they are doing and how they are doing. Find out what is not working with their products so that you are able to address those issues as you build your own product. Number three, in the early stages of your product, one of the things you want to do is you want to use it regularly, because that gives you a feel of what the other people who are using it or who are going to be using it in future will have. So you must be clear, and it is said that it is important for you to be very self-aware when you're using this particular product, so that you are able to tell yourself the truth about what is great about it, what is not so great about it, what bottlenecks are you experiencing, what issues are you finding with this particular product, so that you're able to build a product that will address all those issues that are coming up even as you use it. So using it is what will enable you to identify areas of improvement. It will help you to identify areas which are doing well, so that you're able to double down on them even as you build. So it's always good to use the product yourself so that you have a feel of what your clients are going through even as they use that which you're building. Then number four, we have the concept of something called the minimum viable product, the MVP, the minimal viable product. This is something that tech companies in Silicon Valley are very good at. They do not produce the final or best version of a product at the onset. What they do is, once they have enough of what is needed or enough of what the client is looking for, they put out a product out there. This will tell you why every year we have new iterations of phones, software updates, app updates and all that, because these people have perfected the art of releasing to the public a product that is not yet fully developed, and they continue to build on it, they continue to work on it, they continue to improve it until it becomes what they are looking for. So the key is, when you have what can be considered a minimum viable product, at least it can do the basic stuff that is needed. Go ahead and build it. Send it out to the people. That is what shipping is all about. Iterate, look at what can be changed. Put in the changes, improve the performance of the product or the service, and continue to do that until you have a product that meets the aspirations and expectations of your target market. That is what I have said many companies in Silicon Valley do. And it's a good approach to building a product, because The alternative is to wait until all the ducks are in a row, which might take so long, which might take so much money, which sometimes is not available, especially for many startups. Therefore, when you have an MVP, be sure to get started and continue to improve on it. And in fact, one of the best signs that your MVP is working out well is that people will want to buy it and they will want to recommend it to their friends. Therefore, if you have a product out there that people are buying and people are recommending to their friends, know that you have a product that is good enough to be in the market. So the only thing that you need to do is continue to iterate and improve until it meets all the requirements, until it meets all the expectations and even exceeds them. Number 5 is the whole idea of simplicity. They say when it comes to building a product, what you leave out is as important as what you put in. We are past the era where a product was bought simply for its features. That the more features a product has, the more people want it. People with a world that has a million apps out there almost for everything, you want an experience that is as simple and seamless as possible. You want an experience that does not clog you with so much that you find no use for. Therefore, if you want to build a great product, try as much as possible to keep it simple. Try as much as possible to keep it focused on the core issue, the core need, the core thing that it addresses, and forget about all these other things that you think would be important to the product. So think about cutting out what doesn't necessarily need to be there, so that you're able to maintain the simplicity of your product and it's able to go out there and help the people do what they need. So simplicity is golden. Simplicity makes all the difference. The man who helped to build the iPod at Apple said that people went for the iPod because of its simplicity. And like I said earlier, a lot of the products that you enjoy using, a lot of the services that you put to use on a day-to-day basis in your life are built around the whole idea of simplicity. Therefore, simplicity is such a huge factor in contributing to people embracing and using your product and in building a great product. Next is you need to build with a vision in mind. There's something that you want to be known for. There's something that you want your company to be known for. There's something that your product is supposed to represent, which is your brand. So you have to be clear that this is what we are building, this is what we want to offer, and this isn't it. When that is clear, you're able to build, and the whole idea of simplicity again comes into play, because then anything that is beside the vision, however good it is, remains to the side. Anything that does not add to the realization of the vision is put to the side. It's very important that you are clear about what your product is meant to do and who it is for, and basically all those details that define what is happening with your product and what is your product delivering to the end user at the end of the day. So build with a vision in mind. Another great thing that great products have is the idea of differentiation. how different is what you are offering to the market from what everyone else is offering? What is your unique selling point? What is your unique value proposition? What does your product bring to the table? These are questions you must answer, and answer well in advance before you start building, or even as you build, as you iterate and improve. One of the things that you need to be focusing on is how different does my product look like? What sets it apart from the rest of the products? What would make people choose my product over any other product? So it's very important for you to be able to differentiate that which you're putting out there for the consumption of the people. The other thing is you have to learn to hire well. Products are built by people, they are built by teams, and therefore you want to ensure that you have people with the right expertise, you have people who can work well together, you have people who will offer that which needs to be offered in the manner in which it needs to be offered, people that will serve and do that which is needed, even in this, with regard to this particular product. Therefore, you cannot afford to hire haphazardly. Even when you're outsourcing certain aspects of the production, you must ensure that you're outsourcing to people who are competent, people who are experts in what they are doing, people who can bring out your vision, people who can bring the visual, the product that you visualized to life. That is what you want, because the worst thing that can happen is for people to come with this expectation because you've built it up in their minds. And when they get to see the final product, it is something way beneath what they expected. That's going to hurt you both in the short and the long run. Therefore, to avoid all of that, be sure that you have the right team. Be sure that you're working with the right people, people who will deliver on your expectations and go beyond. Select top-notch raw materials. Again, the issue of quality comes into play. Because you want to give people the best, be sure to get high quality raw materials. If you're making honey, be sure to get honey from a place which is known for good honey. Don't try to take shortcuts, don't try to shortchange people, don't try to just get by with anything. This will not help you in the long run, because people will tell when what you're offering is cheap and low quality and all that. They will tell. And when what you're offering is high quality and worth top dollar, it will also be very clear. So be sure to select top-notch raw materials, because it doesn't matter how great a team you have built or put in place. If you're not giving them the right material, the final product still is going to end up less than satisfactory. So I believe that if you keep these things in mind, you're well on your way to being able to build a great product. And I believe that there's something you've learned with regard to building great products. So as I almost come to a close, I have two quotes from a gentleman by the name of Sam Altman. He says, a lot of good on paper startups fail because they nearly make something that people like. A lot of good on paper startups fail because they nearly make something that people like. It is not enough to be close enough to what people like. You must actually produce or make something that people like. it must there shouldn't be a second thought in their minds about whether they want to use this or not. It must be obvious, it must be clear to them that this is really what they want to use. Number two, if you try to build a growth machine before you have a product that some people really love, you're almost certainly going to waste your time. So before you think about scaling, before you think about spreading your wings far and wide, you must be sure that whatever you want to scale is something that people really love. It's something that people have come to identify with, something that people have come to embrace, something that people are willing to pay for. Because if you don't, one, you're going to waste your time, and two, you're also going to waste your money, because some gambles are expensive. Some gambles are bound to cost you a lot. And therefore, instead of putting yourself in such a position, be sure that you already have a product that people love, a product that people enjoy using. Then at that point, you're ready to build a growth machine. At that point, you're ready for mega distribution. So that marks the end of our discussion for today. I want to believe that you have learned something, and I want to hear your thoughts about what you're building yourself out there, whether you are a startup or you are an existing company that is building a new product, or maybe you are actually in that place where you are iterating and improving, seeking to iterate and improve on that which you're doing. Feel free to share your thoughts and let us know what that is like to you. And if you feel that there's something I have left out that needs to be there, please be sure to share the same in the comments, and let's learn and grow together. So thank you so much. God bless. And here is to you going out and building great products going into the future.